Hello. I finished his jacket, look. It's all done. Sleeves on. Two-toned. And oh, it's big and heavy, should keep him warm. It's got a collar that goes up, and it then most of the time you'll have it down. The zips open to here, and it's all lined. The fleece doesn't have to be lined, but he'll be, my partner will be wearing this mostly during the winter, and he tends not to wear raincoats when it's damp and raining. I don't know why he doesn't, because it gets soaked. But anyway, with this jacket, the fleece will get damp, wet, but the lining should hopefully give it a double protection. And it's got a zip that goes up all the way up to the neck. You won't often have it open. Most of the time you'll have it down to there and open. And it's got pockets. These pockets look quite fancy. And they've got a pocket, look, if it sounds warm. This piece looks quite as if I've bound, you know, done some binding to it, but it's actually the lining of the lining of the pocket, and it was by accident that this piece sort of exposed itself. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be exposed. I thought it looked a bit girly, but he didn't say anything. I think he's just glad to get another fleece, as his other fleeces are getting a little bit old. He said to me this morning when he was milking the cow, he said, when can I have my jacket? I said, well, I haven't put it up on YouTube yet. I can't put it up when you've started wearing it because it'll get mucky quickly. But so I thought I'd keep it clean, show the viewers if they're interested, and then you can have it. Well, it's taken me a few days to get motivated enough to get it on camera. Other things, and a little bit tired actually, but not to worry. Jacket's done. Yippee! It actually took 20. It didn't take 20 days, but it took the start to finish that I was making it in bits in portions of time. Did take 20 days, which was pretty good, because if I hadn't have done the plan as I've spoken about in the past vids, then I wouldn't have ever started it by now. It really did, by saying I was going to do it and making a vlog about it, it really cracked the whip over me, and so I found it an excellent method to get myself going with what was quite a big project. And yeah, because it's creative in that I'm creating an article of clothing which will be very, very useful for my partner during the colder weather. It's not like creating a frock for myself or curtains or something where I'm creating colour. Although I suppose I did create colour with this because it didn't have to be in two tones of colour, and the fact that I did choose to have two tones of colour because one colour to me would have been non-creative. The blue fleece was actually stretchier than the burgundy fleece, which actually was a superb quality, although it was only a small amount of money more expensive than this one. I chose the people where I got the burgundy from. They didn't do any toning fleece, that colour fleece that I liked, so I just went to another another shop to get, another online shop to get the blue. But in future, when I get another piece of fleece, I make sure I get it from the same company. This was excellent. The burgundy is double thickness to the navy blue. And I did have trouble on the chest seam. I've got a curving chest seam, if you can see it, across the top of it, in the middle of his chest. And I got a pocket. The fleece, the stretchiness of the blue against the burgundy creates a pocket, like a bulge. But I pressed it and manoeuvred it and took the top stitching out so that it wasn't held tight against the burgundy, and I think by the time everything got assembled you don't actually look at that because there's too much going on now the jacket is made. Anyway, it's done. Yippee! Right, so onwards. I've got to go out now, so I'm going up to the post office, our village post office, and I thought I'd take you with me. I can't take you on the drive, which is very pretty because it's up a little windy road, which is, the trees looking gorgeous now. But I thought I'd just take you up there just for a bit of a change of scenery. So see you in a moment. Bye-bye for now. Right, we're just coming to our front gates, which are tied up with string, which is... I need to sort this out really, or we did have a proper chain, but this, well, you know, jobs to be done. Out onto our front drive, little van. Look at this. Bay trees in flower. They're gorgeous. Sorry, I forgot to say that my name's Vera and this is the Psychic Craftswoman's vlog. I can't remember what number it is, but I just forgot to say we're down in southwest France, and this is where I'm speaking to you from. Obviously, I wouldn't be anywhere else, would I? Well, I'm just off. I was sitting in the car. I don't know whether you're going to get much of a view of everything. And the other way. And that heap of stuff is waiting to be taken into the chicken pen or around to the vegetable plots. I don't anticipate that happening anytime soon. It's an old bale of hay that got wet last winter, and it's a bit of a job to shift it. Oh well, job's to be done. So I'm up in our little village. I couldn't keep the camera on the drive up here because I need something like a GoPro camera or something to sit on the dashboard of the car. But it's very old up here. Oh, it's very old all over France. Very unspoilt. So I'm going to go park the car. That was embarrassing. Just got back from the little post office, and there's a couple of, it's only a tiny little place, and they use it as a little coffee shop for the local workers for their 11s. Anyway, there was a couple of gentlemen sitting there, and then I did think about asking them if they'd like to just put a message on here to say hello to you, but I lost my French. It happens. My French sometimes goes out the window. Actually, it goes out the window quite a lot. It's because I write in English all the time. I do a lot of writing, and my English vocabulary is pretty good, but it tends to trample on the French vocabulary I have, which is not all that great. So it takes me about 5 or 10 minutes being in the company of a French person speaking French before I can resurrect my French vocabulary. I can hold a conversation with a French person, but today I blanked out when she asked me for the price of the stamp for the envelope for the letter I just asked her to put in the post for me. 83, which I thought was 43. I just went blank. I do that. So I just say, je suis désolée, je suis anglais, ma français is pas bon. I kind of shrug my shoulders and look look a bit lost, and I can do that quite well actually. Anyway, she wrote it down on a bit of paper and it was 83 centimes. So, oh dear, I felt a bit embarrassed actually, because I just felt like a na-na, you know. But they're very good. I mean, they're very gentle with us. The French are very good, very patient. But I wasn't concentrating. Oh well, onwards to... And the post office. Post office. This is not the post office. We've done the post office. This is the chemist, the pharmacy. Well, that went better. I remembered my sentences to ask for what I needed. Well, actually, I took the empty packets of the 2 products I needed and just said, peut-être avez-vous le similaire, which I think not quite right, but she understood. Got the money wrong again. Couldn't. I seem to have a block about the money at the minute. Perhaps it's because I don't want to spend it because we're on a budget. Whatever. But you know what I like about the French is that in most places, local round here, I don't suppose it would be the same in the big cities where the pace of life is more hurried. But I do like the way they say bonne journée, or they wish you a good day, and you say vous aussi. Those little and bonjour when you first are in front of them, whether it's the supermarket lady taking the money or the small shops. Apart from the post office lady, and she was a little bit growly, but she can be growly anyway. It's her way, but she's still polite. They say bonne journée, bon weekend if it's the weekend, and various other small pleasantries they say. I find it very nice, very, very polite. So anyway, I've done now. I'm back home, and I'll see you later. Well, it's the end of the day. Well, it's 5:30, so time is marching on. The sun's just behind me, starting to go down. I I've not been outside today, apart from popping up to the village this morning. I've not sat outside at all. Now the sheep are in the field beside me, and the cows are out there too, and it is kind of nice to sit and be amongst them, kind of hear them chatting to each other and grazing, and it's nice. And I wanted to do a bit of crochet. This is my crochet project at the moment. I think the sun's in my eyes, but I don't want to turn the camera because the sun's shining on me and giving me a bit of warmth. The actual shadow, when the shadows come over, it puts a little bit of chill in the air. So I just want just the last few moments. And this is the shawl I'm working on at the moment, and I'm just coming up to the edge piece. I don't know whether you can see it. It's in Shep's cotton 4-ply. It's the first time I've used cotton, but I've enjoyed crocheting on it, or with it. It splits a little bit, but not much. And I wanted a shawl to put round my neck when I play in the church, or just and I don't expose my shoulders and body. I'm normally pretty covered up, but I just felt that I just fancied crocheting a cotton shawl for some reason. It's turned out a little bit bigger than what I thought it would, but that's because I'm not doing it in the wool that the pattern was designed for, and I didn't do a swatch because I hardly ever, because the one thing I did do a swatch for was this jumper, which I made a couple of months ago, and it's turned out huge. I did it all properly. I did the swatch, I worked out the maths to go with the swatch to do the pattern that I chose, which was a man's jumper pattern, but I used different pattern to that pattern for the front and for the raglans. So I thought if I get a template going for a knitted jumper, then I could use it forever and just do different patterns and things on it, rather than keep on trying new patterns and then having to work out sizes and everything. However, this is my husband just coming out wondering what the hell I'm doing. Anyway, this is the pattern, and it's Sandra Paul's Victoria shawl. What is she doing? His face. What are you doing over there? Anyway, it's a lovely pattern. If you're a crochet starter, a starter to crocheting, it's an easy one to do, and it's also good if you don't want anything too heavy on the brain. When my brain's full of stuff, like what we're going to have for dinner and this, that and the other, and I need to do this, I need to do that, and you know how it is, the mind's skippy all over the place. I need something which hasn't got a pattern, and this pattern had it was a 4-row pattern, and 2 of those rows were just double crochet, so I could use them as a calmer of the mind. And then the patterned rows were very simple, hardly any bother, very easy, but you really had to count the stitches, but that was only on 2 rows. And I'm just going around the edge now, and that's counting again, so I can't really use it for calming my mind, as I find when I'm counting stitches it tends to wake my brain up. So as I'm counting, my brain gets, oh this is easy counting, and then I find it drifting off into other stuff which is really not what I'm wanting from my crafting projects. Anyway, I'm going to sign off from the day. I mentioned this morning that the postwoman was a bit uptight. Nothing to do with me. Just she didn't look very happy with her life. So being the person I am, the psychic part of it, I'm like a watcher. So if I come across anybody who's got a bit of a problem, I file it away in my mind, and then at the end of the day I send a blessing out to them. I ask for help from the universe for that person. It's silent work. I mean, nobody knows I'm doing it, but I just feel like I'm helping someone in the universe. Kind of feel like I've done my bit for the day for people. Also, I gave I suppose you call it a reading, when I channel the universe for somebody, for help and guidance. I won't go into it too much, because you will think of a reading as something different to actually what I do, but I'm not going to discuss it at the moment. I'll say another time. I used to do this professionally in the UK. I say professionally in that I used to do a lot of readings and got quite a flock of people. I call them my flock because I felt like they was under my umbrella of care. But I got a bit worn out with that in the end, and the universe, by various means, stopped me from doing that anymore. And it was right, because I was getting very, very tired and worn out with it. I care too much, probably. I find it difficult to deliver a message to somebody, blah, 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 and then expect them to get on with it then. I feel conscious that, I want to help them improve on their lot in life, and but most people wanted quick fixes. They wanted to be told that tomorrow everything was going to be brilliant. They'd win the lottery tomorrow, or the man they were in love with or the woman they were in love with would fall at their feet tomorrow, or without any effort from themselves. So I just got a little bit tired with it. Anyway, it wasn't my pathway. I did my best, and then it came to a halt. But some of the people who I did work with, I've been working for them or with them for over 15 years now, and one of those people asked me if I would give her a reading, because she is about to have life changes, and such was my sense of responsibility that I felt that I really ought to help her out. So I did. Bless her heart. She'll know who she is, and just wishing you all the very best, and hope that you are able to absorb what was channeled for you this afternoon, and you have the courage to take the pathway that was the best one, which was advised for you. You can do it. You can do it. You can make your changes. So just taking a moment in the quietness of the early evening to send a blessing to the postwoman. Love and hugs, and hope that she finds herself in a better place. And to the person I spoke to this afternoon. Love and hugs. And to you all, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, and hoping that things are good for you, and if they're not, that they soon will be. So, blessings to you. And bye for now. I had a field full of animals beside me just a few minutes ago. I was going to swing the camera around and let you have a view of them, and they've all gone. They've gone up the other end. And there's not... Oh yes! No, hang on a minute, hang on a minute. Look, hang on. Oh, I'm all tangled up with my wool. I probably have unravelled several rows of crochet now. I have the cows beside me. Just so. Signing off. Soon we'll have cheese and chocolate. There should be a calf around, but I don't know where he is. He's probably tucked up somewhere, and there should be another calf on the way shortly. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye.